Hey guys, it is time for our second week compost update. Have you started your own bucket? If so, how is your compost doing? I hope you are learning some valuable tips in these videos. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2 of this series, I will link them at the end. Tonight, I want to share a very helpful tip for adding some carbon into your compost. I think we all know what these are, right? You probably throw tons of these away every week, or you probably know a lot of people who do. Oh, hey, before we get started tonight, would you guys do me a huge favor? I have 2 very big video projects that I'm working on for you, and I want to know which one you guys want to see first. One is a complete overview of our garden renovations through the years. So it's like a 4-year project. It'll be a very fast-paced video, just kind of a time lapse showing how we grew each section. And then the other big project is our complete kitchen renovation, broken down into every small nook and cranny that we have renovated. Both are very large projects and they are quite time consuming. So I would love your input on which one you would like to see first. If you would please post a comment letting me know which one you would be most interested in, that would be so helpful. And thank you so much for your feedback. We do this for you guys, so it's really great to hear some feedback on what you actually want to watch. Tonight, I'm going to show you how you can quickly and easily shred these to add to your compost. And then you can feel great knowing that these aren't going to the landfill and contributing to our toxic environment. So tonight I'm letting you in on my little compost pile here. I don't normally accumulate this many toilet paper rolls, but I had actually been saving these for the video. That's why they've piled up like this, because I've had this plan to show you guys for several weeks now. Normally, I just shred these daily. That way they don't get overwhelming. But I had been saving them until I could turn the camera on. The trick here are these scissors. That's what makes it so much easier. Aren't these the coolest thing? I think that I bought these for under $2 from Walmart. I'm going to look on Amazon though to see if I can find them, and then I'll look on Walmart as well, and I will link those in the description. I bought 2 pair. I was hoping that they would help me shred cardboard boxes because, you know, like most families, we see a lot of shipping boxes come through here, especially at Christmas time. And I always feel so guilty throwing those in the trash. So many years ago, I started breaking those down and putting them in my compost. And for a while, I was collecting boxes from anyone who wanted to give me their boxes. One of these days, I would like to get a shredder, like a heavy-duty shredder that I could just feed cardboard boxes into so that I can make nutrients for my compost. These scissors don't cut through thick cardboard real well. A toilet paper roll is about as thick as you're going to get. Sometimes I can double them up, but only when one piece is super thin, like this one right here, which actually when it's really thin, it cuts better and faster anyway, so it's almost better to get it super thin. And like I said, this doesn't have to be an overwhelming task. If you keep your scissors near your countertop compost bin in a drawer or something, and then every time you have an empty paper towel or toilet paper roll, just grab your scissors and get it shredded real quick. In next week's video, I will be discussing the carbon to nitrogen ratio in case you aren't aware of all of that. But if you're looking for information in the meantime, you can go to our website because we do have a lot of great articles from when we had our compost business. Those old articles are still out there. And our website address is secondmilejourney.com, and that's spelled out, and the link will be in the description. So let me show you the easiest way. If you've got like a little area like that that's already loose, I'm sure most people know how to unravel a toilet paper roll, but I'm just showing you just in case. It's kind of like a can of biscuits. If you've ever opened a can of biscuits, then you can do this. Some of them are a little more stubborn than others. And like I said, sometimes little thin pieces will come off like that, and those will break down pretty easily in the bin. And then you probably can't tell, but like this piece right in here is a little bit thicker than these outside pieces because it's double layered. So whenever you can peel those apart like that, it does make it easier to cut. Okay, guys, off camera, I went ahead and unrolled these tubes because I figured nobody wants to sit here and watch me unravel those for 5 whole minutes, and I don't want to edit that much footage of me unraveling those for that long. So I went ahead and unraveled them to save time. Can you guys see Rocky or hear him? He's over here whining. Oh, I see. You hear the neighbor's dogs barking, don't you? You want to go bark back? But no, we don't bark back, remember? Your mom is a good boy. You don't bark back. You're a good boy. What are you whining about? What is your problem? Huh? Well, Rocky has decided that it's time to take a break and go outside, apparently. I guess we're going to go head outside, and are we going to go check compost? Yeah? Okay. You lead the way, sir. It's chilly out here. And there it is. There's its current state. I'll put some gloves on and we'll dig around in there in a minute. Hey guys, guess what? We are down to our final toilet paper roll. Rocky went outside and I got busy cutting and forgot to turn the camera back on. So here we go, last one. And ta-da! Can you see how full that is? About halfway full. Who is that out there? Who is that guy? Talking to you, silly. Come on. Hey, guess what? We have been saving more eggshells. I know I showed you guys last week how to crush your eggshells. One thing I forgot to mention is that you have to crush your eggshells. They will not break down if you don't. And if they do break down, it's going to take like 5 or 6 years. I literally still have eggshells that I sift out of my compost from when I had my compost business in 2020 and 2021. It's eggshells that I had received from customers that were not broken down. I have a lot of eggshells from that time that were full eggshells, and they still have not broken down. And here we are almost to 2024. So run those through the food processor. It's super easy. As you can see, our eggshells here, whenever we use eggs, we rinse them out immediately. We throw them in an empty container to air dry. By the end of the day, they're dry. We can close up that container and put it aside. By the time we get a full container, then I go ahead and just crush those up, throw them in the mini food processor, which I will link in the description. We run it through there and it makes this very fine powder. Let me show you real fast, just in case you missed last week's video. Okay, remember what I said in previous weeks about your coffee grounds, of course, even the filters can go in there. And you just want to make sure you don't use bleached filters. That wouldn't be good in your compost. And then leftover coffee can go in there. Those are some great nutrients we're going to add into this compost. Oh, Rocky. Okay, so off camera, I did rinse my coffee canister. I did rinse my coffee canister out and I dumped that water into the compost, kind of mixed it together in there. I didn't have time to go look for gloves. It is super cold outside and it's almost 8 o'clock and I still have to make dinner. So I'm going to wait until next week's update to kind of really go into depth on the whole breakdown of the compost. In the meantime, I do want to hear from you in the comments if you have any questions about it, if you have started your own compost bin, if you've composted in the past.